Evening, folks. Welcome back to The View for your match day preview for Leeds United versus Sheffield United. The international break is over and we're back to real football and a massive game on Friday night. Joined by Stats Dalton to talk about the game and what's coming up. Andrew, how are you, mate?
I'm very well, thank you. Very much looking forward to this one. Yorkshire Derby, under the lights at Ellen Road. It kind of seems an age since we last played. I know there are all international games and what have you, which I'm not a big fan of. Some of the Nations League, I think it's a bit of a waste of time. But we've now got, a run of games coming up before another international break in mid-November. We've got two big home games coming up in the space of 4 days, starting with the second place team and a manager that probably likes to rub his eyes up the wrong way, and Chris Wilder. So big Yorkshire Derby, and it's an opportunity for Leeds United to possibly go joint top of the table, at least for a couple of hours before the fixtures on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, it's a massive game in that perspective because, again, we talked about it previously, for all the doom and gloom and ridiculous reports in Germany from Sport Bild today saying Farke is under pressure. If Leeds win and results go away, Leeds could be the top two by the end of Saturday evening. So very much is a massive game. Would close that gap nicely, and also just beating a promotion rival as well. So that they haven't exactly played the toughest team so far this season, Sheffield United. Well, Leeds, on the other hand, have played quite a lot of the top six already. So being 3 points off top, having played both of the top six, this is a big test for Sheffield United to come at us as well, isn't it?
I can't believe that Farke is under pressure. What pressure? We're doing all right. We were 10 seconds away from going joint top last time out against Sunderland until what happened. And I think that's bonkers to say he's under pressure. And they've got a run of fixtures now starting on Friday night. I think it's always difficult straight after international break because, as Farke said in his presser this afternoon, we've had 12 away, which is a hell of a lot of players. They're not just been away to Europe; they've been all over the world. Like Brendan Aronson has been halfway around the world. Junior Firpo played for the Dominican Republic. Ayo Tanaka's played for Japan against Australia. So you're getting players coming back. You're getting players coming back that have been all over the world, basically. But Leeds have got an opportunity now, Jay. They've got Sheffield United at home on Friday, Watford on the 22nd, then Bristol City on the 26th, before 3 more games, 2 of them at home against Plymouth and QPR, sandwich in between against Millwall away in mid-November, the start of November, to get some points on the board. You're 9 games into the league. I think we'll have a better idea come the next international break where Leeds are going to be this season. And it's a tough game. It's a very tough game. You don't know what shape the returning players are going to be in and what have you. But as I said, they were 10 seconds away from a magnificent result away at Sunderland a week ago last Friday. So, yeah, Yorkshire Derby, under the lights, big game. And yeah, it's a game I'm looking forward to. The last time we played them under the lights on Friday night, we weren't so lucky. We got to beat 2-1 in, I think, October 2017 under Thomas Christensen. But this is a different game. It's a different team. But, yeah, you don't know what to expect. It's so hard to know what condition all the players are coming back in. It's hard to pick a team as well. Because you hope no one's picked any bumps or bruises, any niggles as well. I think it was relief that Joe Ronan came through the Wales game and relief that Ayo Tanaka came through the Japan game this week. But these international breaks are no good for anybody. I understand they've got to be played, especially the World Cup qualifiers, but the Nations League year is just a waste of time.
Yeah, I think we'll talk about that more in the next couple of weeks. There's a conversation to be had around FIFA Pro's announcement that they've had enough of the international calendar. They say it's oversaturated and enough is enough and we can't take any more, was the comment from the FIFA Pro president. So whether we're heading towards players threatening strike action against them or refusing to tug out for their international sides, it needs to be looked at on both ends. They are absolutely monetizing the life out of every single footballer to the point where it's having detrimental impact on players. You saw a ton of players drop in the last set of internationals from the Premier League as well that are now unavailable for their sides. March last year, we saw Leeds come back with injuries to numerous first-team players, and it really kicked Leeds in the teeth when they were heading for a run-in for promotion. So there's certain windows at certain times. I mean, that March international break for me makes no sense because you've got teams heading for promotion, teams fighting relegation. You've got a couple of weeks left of a season. Why that's there and upsets everything. It's a crazy one for me. But I'm very much, I'm an Irish fan. Football's not great right now. So I'm very much a Leeds first right now. So that'll do me. Stats, Leeds are sitting in 5th, as we talked about already. They've got 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 defeat in their last 5 games. A win against Sheffield United will put Leeds United joint top, depending on what happens with Sunderland. But Sheffield United have 4 wins, 1 draw in their last 5. They're in good form. But this is a huge game. Leeds will have the good news. Manor Solomon and Dan James are both back and available for a selection for the game. We've got a couple of potential yellow card hanging on us. Joe Rodon's 1 yellow card away from a suspension. Junior Firpo 1 yellow card away from a suspension. I'm not overly worried about the Firpo one because you've got Isaac Schmidt who can come in and replace him. Joe Rodon one would be slightly more concerning given we don't have anybody bar James DeBio to step in and replace him. Do you expect to see any kind of different? Farkas said he doesn't want his team to not pull out tackles. He wants them to be committed. But do you see any kind of a change of approach for this game for Farkas?
Oh, it depends on the lineup, doesn't it? And we're all going to be second guessing until 7 o'clock on Friday night when we get the line. I don't think you can change the approach. Unfortunately, suspension and part and parcel of football, and that's kind of why you've got a squad, really, isn't it? To have these issues, like Max Vogel could potentially be back in a couple of time. I think Farkas said in his press early on today. You walk your suspension tightrope. You're not going to go through a season where you're not going to get players suspended, whether it's for 5 yellow cards or 10 yellow cards. It's just the nature of the beast, and that's why you've got a squad. Sheffield United like to rough you up. They've got a lot of good players as well. They're second in the league for a reason. They've lost a game all season, so that's one for Leeds to try and get one over the Yorkshire rivals from Sheffield. So yeah, I think if Leeds play like they played against Sunderland the other week, I think they've got a very good opportunity. But a lot depends on that lineup. That having Dan James and Manor Solomon, I think, is key. One may come in potentially for Brendan Aronson if he's not fully fit, if he's not come back fully fit. As I say, we don't know the situation with bumps and bruises, but we've got options. We've got options there. Again, Isaac Schmidt is another option that potentially could come into the starting lineup if needs be. So Sam Byram as well. Yeah. But good news on the injury front, say with Dan James and Manor Solomon. And I think one thing I will say, I think he's got to stick with Pirro up front because he took his goal brilliantly against the Black Cats last time out at the Stadium of Light. So, yeah, you can't be a Yorkshire derby under the lights, Ellen Road, Friday night, live on telly.
Yeah, it's a game to look forward to. This will be a short enough stream, by the way, tonight, because this man's got a phone call he has to go to, and I've got things that I need to do as well. So this will be a short enough one. But this is the time of the year where we start to see the championship sort itself out, and we start to see who the front runners are going to be and who the playoff contenders are likely to be. I mean, right now you've still got Oxford in the top 10. Like, that's likely to change over the next couple of weeks and months as well. But by the time the next international break comes around, we'll have 5 more games. We have 14 games in, and you are now a quarter of the way through the season. So you're very much getting into what it will look like. Leeds will want to be in the mix come the next international break as well. And as you said, if you go through what Leeds are likely to have from a matches perspective coming up, this is the tough one. This is the big one. And then you've got Watford at home next week. On Tuesday night. Then we're away to Bristol City, home to Plymouth, away to Millwall, home to QPR.
Yeah.
That's a winnable run of games. And if Leeds were to go on a run, and which we know Farkas sides are runnable, they do like an out run. This will be the moment to start that. And then come that international break, Leeds could be sitting very, very nicely by that stage.
Yeah, absolutely. You look, as you rightly say, with the fixtures, Millwall, at the moment in time, sit 18th, Bristol City sit 16th, Plymouth 14th, QPR 22nd. So they've got a lot of decent fixtures coming up. And 2 home games, you're probably looking for 6 points before you go down to Ashton Gate. We've got a very good record down at Ashton Gate. And just while we're on the topic of Ashton Gate and Bristol City, my heart goes out to the manager, Liam Manning, who practically lost his son, his very young son, this week. And I think the whole football family has pulled together to wish Liam and his family all the best. And the same with Sheffield United fans and MK Dons and Oxford fans with the sad passing of George Baldock at the age of 31. Just horrific, just absolutely horrific news. And sadly found passed away in a swimming pool in Greece. I think he was playing in Greece at George Baldock, and thoughts and sympathies go out to all the families and friends. I'm sure it'll be an emotional occasion for all concerned. Some of the players, obviously, at Bramall Lane played with him just last season. It's just absolutely horrific stories that have come out this week. So I'm sure the whole football fraternity will pull together, and it'll make it for a real special atmosphere on Friday night.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Stats is sitting up, lads. He doesn't have the same setup as I have, so Stats does me a massive favor by coming on here. You're right, the man does not have the gear that I have in this house, so I would take Stats in whatever way I can get him. So thank you, Stats. I appreciate that, mate. Yeah, it's a horrible time. Parents shouldn't be burying their children. It's an old saying, but it's heartbreaking. And yeah, you're right. The thoughts of everyone should go out to Baltic's family and friends, and as well as Liam Manning's as well. Incredibly talented young coach, up and coming coach as well, and doing a great job at Bristol City. So yeah, thoughts and prayers are with them. Stats, what do you think? How do you see this game going tomorrow night, or what do you want to see from this Leeds United side?
I think it'll be a fast, free-flowing football game. I think Leeds are better against sides like that. Look at the way they're set up against Sunderland. If they carry the Sunderland form into the Sheffield United game, there's no reason why they can't get a positive result. And I'm looking forward to it. It's a edge of your seat game. Yorkshire Derbies are always fast, ferocious, tackles flying in. And I think that's that extra edge with Chris Wilder with some of his comments that he's made over the last 6 months, obviously with the Gustavo Hamer stuff as well in the summer. So I fancy Leeds. I always fancy Leeds at home, and if we can get a positive result, it'll set us up nicely, certainly for the game against Watford on Tuesday evening.
Yeah, it's 2 games that Leeds could set a marker down. We have to break the international break rhythm that we have coming back from international breaks. We've got to come back, and as has been said, there's no excuses this season. I'm not giving any excuses. We have to go up, and that's what's expected. So they'll have to figure out and manage this, and the manager will earn his stripes. Me and Stats have just been doing a member stream talking about Howard Wilkinson. Managers earn their stripes made on big decisions and big moments, and this will be a big moment for Daniel Farke, and he will likely earn his stripes on Friday night with this as well. Lots of score predictions coming in. Andrew says 1-1. There's a 2-1 from Paul. It's going to be an exciting game. Either 2-1 wins, says Paul. And yeah, we just need to wait now and see if Tanaka and Brendan Aronson get back in one piece, and then how much they'll be actually available to play. Folks, we will wrap it up there. Stats, give me a score prediction for the game. You've been pretty accurate this year so far.
2-1 Leeds. Why not? Friday night in front of the cameras. 2-1 Leeds. Joel Pirot winner.
I would start Joel Pirot, and I also agree with Stats. I'm also going for a Leeds United 2-1 win, which is our standard Leeds sitting on defence. Definitely we'll probably score, Right, folks, massive thanks as always for supporting the channel. Today's news is floating around. If you haven't checked that out, yes, you haven't checked that out yet, you can now. And we've got a member stream that's dedicated, half an hour stream talking about Harold Wilkinson's time. You can check that out on the members tab if you're a member as well. And I will be back tomorrow morning for more Leeds news, and we'll have some form of accounting to kick off tomorrow, and the podcast will go out tomorrow, not today. Myself and Lockie will be recording that in the morning. We'll get that out to you tomorrow afternoon as well. So plenty to come. Stick with us, and we will be back tomorrow for more content and more news. Have a great evening, Stats. Good night.